This video is near and dear to my heart because I am super guilty of it. What if forced socialization is not actually something that works or even something that your kids want? Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna, and if you are new here, we are in our 9th year of homeschooling. I have an 8th grader and a 4th grader, and today I want to talk with you about not forcing your kids to socialize. Before we go any further, guys, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. So, again, I am guilty of this. We are homeschool parents, and what is the one thing we always hear about? Socialization. We are homeschool parents, and so we tend to overcompensate with what we're doing because we are carrying this big burden of shouldering our children's education. Yep. That can really make us do things that maybe it's not the best for our kids and is not what they actually want. So, how many of you, when you've been asked about what about socialization as a homeschooler, have you brought up or talked about the fact that forced association is not socialization? How many of you? Guilty. What if I told you that exact same sentiment should be applied to your homeschool co-ops, your homeschool groups? What if I told you that it is quite possible that your kids don't even want to do that? And this is a very hard lesson that I had to learn. There were many years where I was very worried that my kids were not getting enough interaction with other homeschoolers, that they were not getting enough socialization. And I had to remove my own whatever, feelings, inadequacies, whatever you want to call it. I had to remove my own lens from the situation to see it as it was. If you are signing your kids up for group learning situations, for the sole purpose of having them socialize, you're doing the exact same thing that public school does. When that argument is brought up about socialization, that's the same thing. I know, it hurts to hear, doesn't it? A little uncomfortable. Now, I am all for group learning if it gets you a discount at the Science Museum. Hey, I am all for group learning if it's something your kids want to do. And I am all for group learning if it's something you don't want to teach, like an algebra or something like that, a class with a bunch of other people. But if you are searching things out for your child to socialize as the sole purpose, I want you to stop and I want you to ask, does your child enjoy this? Does your child want this? Because that's what I was doing, and that's where I was failing for many years. We've been in tons of Facebook groups and all kinds of things, and those groups get together and they do things, and I was having my kids go. They didn't want to go. They did not want to go. And finally, my oldest child was able to articulate to me that she genuinely did not care for the kids that were there. She didn't like their behavior. She didn't like their language. And that is when I had the very painful realization that I was doing the exact thing that I argued against when people brought up socialization in public school. I was committing that cardinal sin of forced association, which is not, in fact, socialization. And it took me a little while to realize that groups can be a great thing, okay? If you go and you need a group learning for some situation, sure. If you're doing it for pure socialization, stop doing that.
Okay.
If you get a discount on an amazing place that you want to go because you're getting group tickets, Yes, do that. If your kids like going, please go. If your kids enjoy the kids there, please go enjoy them. But what I am saying is if it is something that your kids actually don't want to do and you're doing it for the sole focus of socialization, check yourself. Your kids are not going to form bonds that way. And they might eventually, if you make them see the same kid every day for 6 months, then yeah, that might work out just like it does in public school, okay? That might turn out the same way it does in public school, where they have friends because they've seen them every day for 6 months. But if you want real socialization, that's gonna come from your kids engaging in things they enjoy with other children who enjoy the same things. And I want you to think about this, okay? It's going to come from softball practice, and it's going to come from chess club, and it's going to come from art class. And just like you're here because we have homeschool in common, it's going to come when the kids enjoy a common thing. That will be where their bonds are. That will be where their friends are made. And that is where you should focus your energy if you're feeling deficient in socialization for your children. So I want you to hear me. There are a lot of benefits to groups and co-ops, okay? Group learning is awesome. Group discounts are even better. These things are amazing. But if you are actively searching out activities with homeschoolers for the pure need to socialize your child, for your pure need to socialize your child, there are some kids who are going to love that. Mine hated it, okay? And they didn't want to go. And I've actually had quite a few communications with people where I recognized this is a common theme and we need to have this discussion. We need to have this discussion publicly. Stop forcing association for your homeschooler. It is not the same as socialization. Now, once I gave up that need to have them have physical proximity to other homeschoolers, once I gave it up, once I abandoned it, I am not even kidding you, we fell in with a group of kids now. So we actually now do have homeschool friends. We have a tiny little homeschool group that we get together with sometimes, and it works out great. It's a wide spread of ages. It's not like a co-op or anything structured or anything like that. It's pure fun, pure socialization. But guess what? It happened organically. I could not force that. There's some of the faces we'd seen at some of the things. And honestly, I don't even know how it happened. But when I stopped trying to force it is when it worked. And I feel like that happens a lot, right? When you stop looking for love, you find it. When you stop trying to get pregnant, that's when it happens. Like, just let that stress go and stop stressing on it, okay? And I'm not saying you should let your kid hole up in their bedroom all day with a screen. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is find the thing they want to do and foster and encourage that, okay? Find the thing. If they're a dancer, get them in more dance classes. If they are, a fencing person, get them in more fencing classes. And if you're worried about socialization, do more of the thing they love with kids who love the same thing. Think about it as an adult. How many of your friends do you have nothing in common with? Do you want to be around those people? No. Would you rather have a friend you have something in common with? Like, we love board games, so we have game night all the time. Find the joy in the thing. And even if the place that you start looking for those common bonds is through a homeschool group, stop forcing your kids to be near people they don't want to be around, and be willing to hear it. Be willing to have that open dialogue with your kids, because I promise you, your kids are a good judge of character, okay? They know what they want. They know what they need. Your job is to listen to them and stop forcing them to be around people they don't want to be around. Again, you're replicating the socialization of public school, which I don't think is our goal. So yes, groups can have a lot of benefits, but if you're solely there for socialization, you're going to be disappointed every time, okay? And again, I am not the only person who's said this recently. I've had this conversation so many times that I do feel like it is worth sharing, okay? So I want you to sit with it. And I'm happy to hear all sides of this argument if you would like to get down to it in the comments. And I'm really happy. I would love to hear if this gave you a little bit of a wake-up call, because once my daughter told me she actually didn't like the other kids at the thing, it was such a weird kind of like reality smack in the face. And it's changed the way I've looked at everything since. So I want you to please pause and think about what you're doing with your socialization for your homeschooler, okay? And then Really prioritize the interests, prioritize the passions, because those are going to be the things that last, okay? Think about it. Your kids, it doesn't matter, how they're schooled now. What kind of friends are they going to have at 25? Is it going to be the kids they homeschooled with or the kids they played baseball with? Is it going to be the kids that happen to be free during the day? Or is it going to be the kids they danced with passionately 4 nights a week? Think about it, okay? Just think about it. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Maybe what you need is a way to find the thing that your kid is interested in. And I want to suggest YMCA is awesome. They have a lot of things. Find Facebook groups in your area because they will have a lot of things. Source out what it is that your kid loves, even if it is like a virtual hangout or something like that. Find the passion that your kid has and find the other kids that are passionate about the same thing. And that's going to be where those bonds are formed, okay? I know it's scary. I know that we've assumed that weight and we feel a lot of pressure to make it happen and make sure that they have friends. But let's get good quality friendships going and stop forcing the association, okay? Bye.